There is always this stereotype that anybody who's mentally ill is an axe-wielding psychopath.
Professor Dinesh Bugra has worked in mental health for more than 30 years. Over 100 people met in London to share their experiences.
There's a range of psychiatric disorders, and from simple anxiety to dementia, bedwetting in children.
1 in 4 of us will experience a mental illness at some point in our lives, but many feel there's still shame attached to it.
Lots of people leave treatment for a long period after the onset of symptoms, and simply because they're worried that if the word gets out that they have mental illness, nobody would marry into their family.
Mental illnesses can be genetic, but sometimes it's triggered by something like losing a job or not having enough money.
What is going on in that person's life? Hi, my name is Raza. I've experienced mental health issues now for about 20 years. In that time, I've had various diagnoses, including schizophrenia, bipolar. I started to notice when things weren't quite right when I was a student. I was hearing voices at the time. There were a lot of unresolved issues from my childhood. And suddenly, this bubble of being an academic high flyer burst.
When I first found out my fiancé had a mental health problem,
my daughter,
my son had a mental health problem.
Organisations are working hard to change people's attitudes. It's hopes TV adverts like this will help.
And start your conversation today.
It's time to talk. It's time to change.
9 out of 10 people with mental health problems say that they experience stigma and discrimination in at least one area of life.
That's Sue Baker. She's the director of Time to Change.
And 2 of the big things that came up were the impact of stigma is that it affects people's marriage prospects and is seen to bring shame on the families.
Mental illness, on the other hand, is a range of behaviours.
There's no word for depression in languages like Punjabi, so many don't know what it is. Dr. Bugra says people just need someone to relate to.
And I'm waiting for a Bollywood star to come out and say that I've had depression and I've got better. And I think that will make a lot of difference to people's understanding.
And Raza says attitudes won't change overnight.
I think stigma, like other forms of prejudice and discrimination, will take decades and decades. It's an ongoing struggle